Looking for cute handmade gift ideas? Here are 5 beginner-friendly things you can crochet.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
I'll link the patterns on my Inspo.
Take a look at the 5 and 10.
I've just had an idea, and by just I mean like a month ago when I started this, and I really want to crochet a blanket that's like a patchwork blanket, but each patch it's a different design, and I finally finished the first one. It was a lot of work, it's my biggest work yet, and it was a challenge, but mostly impatience, but it was worth it, I think. So here it is. It's bigger for sure than anything I've ever worked on. Here it is. I really hope you like it.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know? How would they know? How would they know?
I can.
A little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The man that I love sat me down last night and he told me that it's over, done decision. I don't wanna feel how my heart is ripping. In fact, I don't wanna feel, so I stick.
To start, you chain 3 stitches and then you skip the next 3 stitches, and instead of going into them, you're actually double crocheting into the row below. So those white stitches you're going into, so work 1 double crochet into each of those stitches, and then you just repeat the sequence. So it's worked in groups of 6 stitches. So now what we're going to do is chain 3 again, and then skip the next 3 stitches and double crochet 3 into those stitches on the row below. And you just repeat this all along the row. The next row you change colour and do the exact same sequence, and the 3rd row you change colour again to create your 3 colour block.
Reduce your expectations to 0.
So today I thought I would do something a little bit different and show you how much my crochet pieces cost. This was the first top that I ever made. It was 2 balls of acrylic, 1 5mm hook, total $11, which is not so bad for a first project. Is the project any good? I don't know. I will let you be the judge of that. I'm still pretty proud of it as a first project, but yeah, let's move on to more intricate pieces. So I love collecting hand-dyed yarn, and this top is made out of all hand-dyed yarn I bought from the Jumpers and Jazz Festival in Warwick. There is a little bit of acrylic because I ran out of this yarn, but that's why this top was so expensive, because it's all hand-dyed locally sourced yarn, but I love it so much. Now, let's talk about some accessories. Now, this handbag was quite expensive to make because of the type of reinforcement I use. I use upholstery sheeting, plastic sheeting reinforcement, and that is why it is like really sturdy and holds its shape like that. So some hardware, some fabric lining. So yeah, total $61, not too bad. This is a pretty cheap project to make, a little bucket hat. It was 2 half balls of acrylic, so yeah, $5, pretty easy. And these little earrings, I thought I may as well tell you, it used a tiny bit of yarn and some earring hardware, so $1.50, pretty cheap. Now this is definitely one of my most expensive projects. This is an upcycled vintage blanket that I used to use the base as the black squares for the bodice. Then I had to buy so many different colors of yarn and different types of yarn, crochet, cotton, all different things. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different.
Sunday morning, I walk into my room, and I have no idea what to do. But I'm so sure that I don't need you. Oh baby, just do not cry over spilled milk. So what are you doing now? Such a waste, oh a waste of time. I don't even wanna say goodbye. Baby, I just don't wanna understand. I know that ignorance is bliss, but then
I bought 1 ball of yarn and it was delivered like this lol. Pancake. Let's open it up. Dramatic reveal. Oh, it puffed up.
The beginner's guide to making a blanket. First, you're going to start off with a loop, and you're going to pull new yarn through the loop. That creates a slip knot. Pull it tight onto your hook. You're going to take your hook over the new yarn, twist it, pull it through. So over, twist down, should make like a 5 or an S, and pull it through. You're going to repeat this process until you reach about 13% over your desired length. Once you're there, take a look at your chain. You'll see one side looks like a braid, the other side looks like it has little bumps coming out of it. Those are what we're going to go into. We want to skip the first one and go into the second. Set it back on your hook. You're going to go over the yarn and pull it through just the bump. Set it back on your hook again. You should have 2 loops now. The first one should have a little bit of give to it. Now you're going to go with your hook over, and then you're going to twist it around that yarn. It should look like that 5 or an S when we were chaining. Make sure you set your new loop back on the hook. You should have 1 now. And then you're going to go into the next bump. Grab some new yarn, pull through. You should have 2. Make the 5 or an S and pull through the 2. If you're an absolute beginner, I highly recommend that you try this with about 10 to 20 chains before you commit to a full blanket, because if you make a mistake, it's going to be very disheartening to unravel all of it. Should look like this by now. And now you'll see why we made 13% over, because it does shrink. I marked the last stitch with a stitch marker. If you don't have any stitch markers, you can just use a paper clip. And then I'm checking my slip knot, making sure it's pulled tight. And then I'm going to chain up 1. Due to the fact that I only have 3-minute videos, I'm going to have to do a part 2. I'm going to flip my work, and then I'll put part 2 in the comments.